us, this is my pride and joy for this year. We are bridging Black history from the past and the present, and we've had such a great turnout. We've got food trucks, we have educational pieces, and we've got this marvelous art by the Highwaymen. I didn't know about the Highwaymen when I came to Florida. I didn't find out about them until December when I saw them in Mapdora. And their history is so fascinating, of each one teaching one. There are first generation artists who started in the 1940s, and they got their name Highwaymen because they would sell their art by the side of the road out of their trunks on the highway. As their word spread about their art, they began to sell door to door in some places. They went to small festivals. They did all sorts of things. But the each one teach one is one of the things that has helped them have a living as artists instead of fruit pickers or working for somebody else. They are self-employed. This is a big deal here in Florida, where a lot of people had a hard time finding a job where they could be their own boss. So I'm very proud that they're here today, and I'm very proud of all the different groups that have come.
Real condensed version of the Highwaymen. There are three categories of Highwaymen. There's a original, which were the guys that painted along with my dad. Then there's second generation, which is me, which would be the son or daughter of an original. And then there's legacy. That's someone that took extensive lessons from an original. We have all three here today. And the meaning of Highwaymen, where that came from, my dad was taught how to paint by a famous white artist. And he quickly realized that he couldn't get his artwork, because you're talking Jim Crow South during the 50s and 60s. He couldn't get his artwork in a gallery or museum. So what he did was he inadvertently created a faster style of painting. So what he did to cut down on cost, he bought all of his art supplies from a lumber store. He bought the canvas he painted on was a board, almost like it was used back in the day, like we used drywall. He made the frames out of crown molding, and he went on the road because he couldn't get in a gallery or museum, and he sold them door to door and out the trunk of his car. Thus the name Highwaymen. And now the artists are, in 2004 they got inducted in the Artist Hall of Fame, the original guys. And now their artwork is collected and they sit in the governor's mansion, and many celebrities have them.
What inspired you to get into this style of painting?
Well, actually, I started out, my son was, I had an artist ask me to bring my son over his house and, do a painting. And so I'm like, sure. So we are best friends, the artist that asked me to bring him. And so when I took him over there, my son started painting with them. They set up a board and they was painting, and then my son stopped. And so we was trying to encourage him to keep going. And so, because he didn't understand the picture that was being painted, and the picture painted from the back to the front. And then, so when the artist kept painting, my son seen the picture pop out, so he got excited. And so I got excited too. And then, so I just got so, I tell you, it just hit me all of a sudden. Then I started picking up brushes and paint and mixing it and trying to paint. And then finally, I hung in there, man. I just coming from Fort Pierce, and a lot of the original Highwaymen artists are from Fort Pierce, and I knew them before they was famous. And so I went to Johnny Daniels. He was the youngest of the Highwaymen group, and I asked him, I need to fine tune my skills. And he say, okay, we'll come to the gallery and bring what you paint with. And we would set up paintings, boards, and we would paint. And it just really inspired me, man. I have it in my blood now, so I'm hooked.
Hello, I'm Mike Patrum. I'm the president of the African American Club in the Villages, and we're out here today celebrating Black History Month. And there's a great turnout, and we've got several events. And our featured event today is artwork from the Florida Highwaymen. The African American Club has been in existence for 23 years. In fact, you know, we're going to celebrate our 23rd anniversary come this July, and you know, African American Club is doing some great things.
Now,
I'm the president of the African American Club in Citrus County, and I have been president since January. Our club has been in existence since 33 years ago. We get $130,000 of scholarships, and we do it every year. We have fundraisers. We are mostly service, some social, and so the two of us are meeting, so perhaps we can combine forces.
I don't know anything about it.
There's more to life than just playing golf, and that's what we do. The Sophisticated Gents, we make sure that we contribute back to the community with the scholarships, and we have a good time out doing it.